I look like crap. Fabulous crap. Okay, so today's supposed to be Workout Wednesday, but we're still making up for last Thursday. And yes, I still have makeup under my eyes. Um, okay, so last Thursday was Territory Thursday with garden plan and weather, sciences and experiments. Um, I went ahead and did a little mini smoothie of eggshells and bananas and coffee for the garden. Um, and So I'm excited about that. And then I got 4 roses from the neighbors, which I'm super stoked to plant those. I want to put them in the ground right now, but I know we have one more frost in April. It's like the second or third week in April. It's going to get down to the teens again, so I can't plant anything outside yet or else it's going to die. So it'd be pretty much a suicide mission if I put any seeds outside right now. But I am going to start planting seeds, start seeds inside. Just using, I was going to use potting soil, but I'll be honest with you, that shit's expensive as fuck. It's like $15 a big bag. So, going to try to use some of the soil around here just to start them. And then once I get into the actual garden, it'll give me a couple of weeks to get that money up because I'm going to need more than one bag. I'm probably going to need 4 bags. So there's that. And then we already talked about special events this week, and then driver's ed, looking up the handbook. We did stop on emergency situations last time. And all I want to do is talk about the garden. You get a project started in your mind, and then you just want to do it and make magic happen overnight, and it doesn't work like that. This is one of those things that you have to plan out and take the time, and there's going to be things that are going to come in the way. It's just like life, right? Life is just like gardening. And so I'm really excited to get into that right now. But I got other things I gotta do too. So emergency situations with the driver's ed part of it for vehicles for Friday. I think we're gonna just talk about distracted driving, especially now that spring is coming. Everybody's got a lot of things on their mind. They're thinking about summer and taxes and end of school. It's warmer weather out, so everybody goes crazy. And so distracted driving will probably be this Friday's conversation piece for emergency situations like sudden. And then also summer, packing the vehicle for emergency situations for summertime. And then maintenance. As you know, now is the time for spring and summer maintenance for vehicles. So oil changes, especially before going on long trips, and making sure that the vehicle itself is capable of doing whatever it is that you're wanting to do. Tires. And so forth. So alright, so that's going to be it for Friday. And then Saturday was Fashion Saturdays. I did not get into this week's wardrobe, clearly. I'm slacking. Majorly. So I'm going to look up the Weather Channel. And weather this week. I don't know why I'm holding my phone. Sorry, y'all. No, I'm not worried about it. And I didn't do my hair, and I didn't do my makeup, and I don't care. I haven't washed my face yet either, so whatever. Lazy day. Every once in a while we have those, right? Mine are just more prevalent. 3 million people under a blizzard warning. Where is this week's weather? No, I am not in White Creek, Tennessee. Okay, so I don't know what it is about the Wi-Fi, but I guess the Wi-Fi is based in Tennessee because it keeps, keeps showing me stuff for Tennessee, which is, I don't know why it's doing that. 28658 or 28625, whichever one you want to choose. It's a general area. And then I'm gonna pull up. Well, if it would fucking do it. I hate this. This is what I hate about the Weather Channel's website. The Weather Channel, this is what my gripe is for y'all. And I know I look like a crazy woman right now. I don't really care. But I have there's so many freaking pop-ups on this page that in order for me to even just type in my zip code, it's like I have to wait 30 minutes just to type it in. And then once I type it in, I gotta wait another 30 minutes. Like, are y'all on fucking dial-up? What the hell is this shit? There's so many ads that it slows down the website itself. And it's so buggy and glitchy. Like, but I don't know of any other website that has all the weather and shit in it. I mean, if y'all know one that's legit and not full of shit, then my goodness. If anybody ever wanted to say something about volume, I definitely have that. Alright, so today the high is 80. It's 54 right now, and then afternoon 79, evening 64, and overnight 58. So today is not too terribly bad. Thank you. I wanted to see what this week was. Probably around 3, it'll be about 80. Okay, so today is 80, tomorrow is 66, Friday is 65, Saturday is 72, and Sunday is 73. But it's supposed to rain tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. So today is going to be the nicest day so far. I'm looking forward to the rain tomorrow because I just put that coffee and eggshells and bananas out there. So it's going to be really strong at first. And I want it to rain so it seeps down into the ground and gets to all those root areas. And that it burns off whatever is at the top layer because it was so strong. I started to do like a mixture of earth products, but like I was about to burn out my blender, so I just took that shit out. Let's see. Alright, so this week it's going to be a little bit of rain and then mostly sunny. Next 10 days. I click on anything and it's automatically an ad. Alright, so Thursday 66 and raining. 64 sunny, 72 sunny, 73, 4% of rain. Monday is going to rain. It's 49% chance of raining on Monday. Tuesday is 64, a little bit of rain. Wednesday is a little bit of rain, 65. So we're looking at now going into April, we're not coming below 60 degrees. But there's off and on rain showers. Like the last week of April, it's going to be a lot of rain. The last cold snap that we have, I think, is probably going to be this week for the evening. Then after that, it goes back up again. But again, in April, we're due for a cold snap, so I don't really want to... I kind of want to start the seeds inside today, and then going into the next, like, couple of days, just go ahead and start them. And then, like, say... let's see. Let me go into... All right, so planting calendar says that it's to start in March, but I just don't want to start it and then end up having to lose half my plants because of a frost, and then having to redo it all over again. I just would rather wait, have a little bit late or delay of a start. I don't know why, like, I feel compelled to do it right now. Like, this is that antsy false summer, first spring type vibe of, hey, this is a taste of what you're going to get to experience this summer for a few days. Because it's not going to stay in the 70s and cool like it is now. It's going to be hot as fuck. So, fit check. Merry Christmas. Alright, so, after that, though, I think I'll be pretty good, because if I go into the Farmer's Almanac for spring, or actually I should have done 60 day, hold on. You're welcome. Let's see, factors in warm, normal precipitation, warm and wet, cool and dry. When does this start, though? April. Yeah, I don't want to look at April. I want to look at it right now. I'm very impatient. I don't want to see the spring forecast for Canada. Not to get into like a not religious, like politics conversation, but Trump is really doing a number on us, isn't he? Wow. I'm kind of in shock comparatively, but at the same time, I kind of expected it. Bullshit. Politics. There's bullshit with politics. It's mandatory. Okay, so tomorrow is the vernal equinox. Why is a star like an old barn? That's stupid. Because there are RATS in both. That's dumb. If y'all know science, you'd understand that. But anyway. Alright, where is... Why? Okay, let me see. It says weather. Okay, 60 day, frost date, weather history, weather store. I'm going to do 60 day. Range. Oh, I'm right there on the cusp of 4 and 3. But let's run at 4. Alright, so this week, rainy periods and mild. Next week, isolated showers and warm. Then the first week of April, rainy periods and warm. April 8th to 11th is sunny and cool. April 12th to 18th is sunny and warm. April 19th to 30th is isolated thunderstorms, cool, then warm. Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe it changed. Because it did say at one point that there was... Okay, for the rest of the year, it's warmer until October. Wow. Okay. A little drier in April. Colder. I'm just, like I said, I'm afraid to put this stuff out there right now because of... A, I don't have the beds ready yet, but B, because I don't want to kill the plants. I know I keep saying it over and over. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. So, The reason why I looked at the weather was for Fashion Saturdays, not for the garden. See what I'm saying? Thank you. So, okay. So if I print out this next week's calendar, let's see, where's my calendar? Granny's Garden Planner 60-day. Where's my calendar? Here it is. Okay, then this is next week. Yeah, I need to print this one. No, I already printed it. Never mind. Udder. I printed the wrong week. It's all good. I printed the same week again. Damn it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm streaming. Are you okay? So, Sunday is the 23rd. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 10-day order. 23rd, where is it? Okay, so Sunday is going to be 73 and 52. Now, mind you, in your calendar, you can go ahead and pull a weather calendar into your Google Calendar. Hello. Alright, so the 23rd is going to be 72 and 52. Only 4% chance of rain. Then Monday is 68, 40, raining. So I put a sun or like rain clouds. Typically anything over 10 to 15%, I would say it's going to rain that day. Then Tuesday is 64, 38, partly cloudy, but I'm going to put a cloud there because of 15. Then Wednesday is 65, 37 at 11%, so I'm going to put a cloud there. Thursday, I think it's Thursday. Yeah, Thursday is 64, 40. I'm just going to put a sun because it's only at 3%. Friday is 72, 48 at 5%, so I'm going to put a sun. And then 79, 54, 15%, so I am going to put a rain cloud. So Monday and Saturday are for sure going to rain. But the rest of the week is pretty much sunny and over 60 degrees. So my Fashion Saturday is going to be based on, for this week, for the next week, so this coming up Saturday, right? Yeah. So this coming up Saturday, Fashion Saturday, is going to be talking about 60 plus weather. And then we want to pull in for Fashion Saturdays, which is the Pantone colors for spring. For spring 2025, sorry. I can't put just spring. Pull up all the springs. Spring-summer of 2025 color palette includes Future Dusk, Transcendent Pink, Aquatic Awe, Sunset Coral, and Rayflower. I do like the Sunset Coral. I have actually seen a lot of stuff in coral lately. What's Future Dusk? I want to say that that's like a grayish color. Let me go to Pantone's actual site. Of course, I will accept all cookies, preferably chocolate chip. Okay, so as I've already talked about, Pantone's early like winter color was Bran, which was like a brownish color. Now coming into spring, into summer, it's going to be more of like a pastel-y going into earthen and then brighter. So you have crocus, which is like a lilac lavender color, lime cream, which is a very light green, almost sage, limpet shell, which is a light blue, white grape, which is like a 70s green, I want to say. Deja vu blue is like a royal blue, but a little bit lighter. TCX cashmere is like a sage, but a little bit darker. Misted marigold is a muted like yellow. Orangeade is a very vibrant, and I've seen this in a lot of clothing lately. Very vibrant orange, almost like a mixture of peach and orange with a little bit of yellow, because it has this like pop to it. I don't know how to describe it. It's very almost neon. And then cocoon, which is like a tan, like a lighter tan color. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. The color palette that I'm going to use. Sorry, I'm turning it sideways. This is the color palette that I'm going to use for spring summer for Fashion Saturdays, or for this Fashion Saturday. Now this is Fashion Saturday always changes because fashion changes, never stays the same. Nothing ever stays the same. Everything's constant is change. So, so those are the ones that I'm going to use. I did add in literature arts and show and tell for Saturday as well, or lit arts. I have been painting and doing clay work lately, and I'll probably be selling it on my Etsy or eBay. Y'all need to check out my eBay and my Etsy and buy my shit because I need the money. And then for show and tell on Saturday, dollhouse clay and painting. The dollhouse I have not worked on yet. I have been looking at some wallpaper, textured wallpaper designs to print out to put in there. For those of you who are into mini brands or like the mini scenes, let me know because I'm trying to make like mini scenes in this dollhouse. And I'm not sure if I want to make it like cottagecore or like 50s cottagecore vibes, like 40s, 50s cottagecore vibes. Because life in the 40s and 50s in the country was different than, I mean, naturally it's the same thing everywhere, was different than in the city. So, or like suburbia, you know what I mean? So I want to kind of portray more of a 40s, 50s vibe, cottagecore style for this dollhouse. So I'll probably be looking up aesthetics for that. Then for Sunday, I have to do a total reset because I have not streamed in like a month, and then like shit happened, and then things have changed since then. So I have to do, you got to keep up with the changes. I do need a new 5-star book because this one's filled for the most part, except for the back end, which I'm leaving open for future. But I do need another 5-star. The red book is fine because I'm just using one page at a time. That doesn't matter. For those of you who haven't done your taxes, I suggest doing it soon. Next month is a cutoff. For people like myself who haven't done their taxes in like 3 or 4 years, we're just waiting for the IRS to show up. So, first day of spring is tomorrow. And so, spring cleaning, yay! Deep clean area rugs. Give your chance a visit to local museum. Get off the grid. Give yourself a device detox. String up an outdoor clothesline. Take inventory of spring cleaning supplies and shop for anything that's missing. Replace winter doormats with inexpensive cocoa mats. I guess that's like they're talking about like coconut filament, I think. It's like the brown rugs that are kind of like fluffy. Not fluffy, like scratchy. They're like squishy. I don't know, anyway. They also have them for like liners for like planters too. But you know what I'm talking about, like the brown. Looks like hay, but it's not. Anyway. Use spring alliums. I don't know what that is. 31. Onions, chives, blossoms, fresh garlic scapes. Whatever that is. Early specimen alliums, which in some places cropped up soon after the thaw, will help you lean into the new season even before you put away your old winter coat. They pair especially well with eggs and can enhance all sorts of dishes. They're probably talking about, like, the grass chives that you find in your yard. I've been seeing a lot of those lately. Plus the little purple flowers that look like grapes. Dandelions. Little white, I want to say crocuses, but they're not. They're like little white flowers that are on the ground. And then like a little purple spread. So like phlox maybe. But I personally want to landscape like the backyard a certain way. I know I'm talking about grass again. But we'll see. I'm going to need everybody's help in this one. Host dinner for friends. Serve seasonal produce like artichokes and leeks. Check luggage and repair or replace. My daughter actually just went to Chicago the other day without my permission. But evidently, anyone over the age of 16 can order a flight anywhere in the world, or at least in the United States, and go wherever they want without their parents' permission. So, parents, just heads up on that one. My daughter just took a flight to Chicago without my permission. But luckily she's safe. She's back. Everything's okay. So, get off the grid. Give yourself a detox. I already said that one. Invite friends over for pancakes and waffles, which I have been very much in a waffle mood lately. I don't know why. Put away winter snow supplies and sports gear. North Carolina. This is the first time in like 10 years we've had snow. Clean and refill bird feeders. Bring them in at night if bears are nearby. I hope bears are not nearby. Begin garden cleanup. Cut back ornamental grasses left in the garden during winter before they resprout from the base. Rake dead leaves from beds. Add them to compost piles. Shred with your lawnmower. Make sure leaves are dry to use as mulch. Once the last frost has passed, remove burlap coverings from shrubs and container plants. In southern regions, begin to divide summer and fall blooming perennials. Go maple sugaring. Then put the maple syrup to good use. I don't know anybody nearby that could possibly maple sugar, syrup, whatever, out of a tree. People down here seeing that is going to try to tap a freaking pine tree. I wonder how to screenshot with this computer. I was able to do it with the last one. I don't know if I can do it with this one. I think that's screen share. Crap. This is a ThinkPad, and I've not ever used this other than for work before, so Jeff wiped it, and now I don't know how to use it. I don't know. I'm going to have to come back to that code. I'm going to have to write down and go to Pantone. I know I'm jumping all over the place this morning. I'm sorry. Pantone 2025 Spring West palette. Okay. So those are some things that you could do in March, right? Yeah, I had to remember if we were in March or not. Yesterday was my birthday. I'm 43 now. Yay. Um, so Sundays is Stationary Sunday. P.O. Box. I haven't been to the P.O. Box in a while. I really do need to go down there. And if not, then change it to something else. I hate changing it because I know how the mail service works. And here, at least, when I lived at the old house, for the year that I was fighting the eviction, I forwarded my mail to a P.O. Box. And I tested it to see if it would work thoroughly enough. I removed all my mail from my house and put it all directly to the P.O. Box. Well, mail was still coming to the house, and to this day, even though I haven't lived there in like 4 years, my mail is still going to that house. So even if you forward your mail to a new address, there's no guarantee that that's going to work. And I've actually done it several times, and it's still an issue. So for those of you who think that by forwarding your mail, even when you're on vacation, just be aware that the less changes that you make, the better. Because especially if you have important mail coming, or like specific stuff from like governments or whatever, try to make sure that you have it at the same address as long as possible, because mishaps happen. I do want to get it to where it's closer to me, but at the same time, like, I'm afraid to change it because of the mail that's already coming there. It took me a long time to get the mail to actually just go there, so I don't want to change it again. So reply mail, I haven't gotten any mail lately because I'll be honest with you, I haven't really been on social media as much as I used to. At least not promoting myself as much. So Sunday is really just going to be a reset. As far as office, I'm going to have to clean and reorganize. Oh, I already wrote reorganize. And for order, new book, 5 subject. Now, I may not need the new book. I may just need to use one of these file folders, because now I have the ability to print out my schedule. But I do like to have more space than just this. So that's why I have utilized the books for the past couple of years, is because I can write it out. But I got so tired of rewriting the same fucking thing every single day. And every Sunday, writing out an entire week's worth of scheduling. So finally, now that I, 3 years later, have been able to get a newer computer, now I can print it out. But adjusting it, so I may actually scratch the 5 subject and just make it to where adjusting the calendar, print out for more space. Or details, like, because one thing that I did notice is that some of these little tabs that I have, they don't have the full detail of what it is specifically, and each one of the days is different. So instead of printing out for the week, I may just print one out for the week and then print out a long version of the day. I think that'd probably be better. So week and long day. Let me see if that would work. Where's the calendar? So for a day. Oh yeah, this has got a lot more room. And I could probably fill in, because I'm still in the process of transferring over from the other computer to this one. I could probably fill in these little tabs a little bit more now that I can print out the day view. Alright, so we'll do that. So I'll build my own schedule, which I have done for the past couple of years. That's all I've been working on, is my goals and my dreams. I don't know how good it's going to be, though. But we'll find out, right? So yeah, this week, Fashion Saturday, looking at 60 plus weather. Now, mind you, we're still in the frost at night, so if you're going to do anything at night, you still want to bring a jacket or have extra something with you, especially like an umbrella if it's going to be raining. Close those out. I'm going to keep the Pantone one open just because I like to keep some tabs open just to remind me of what I'm doing. So that's why I have 700 tabs open all the time. And then Monday will be ways to speak without words, making a planner, which I'll go ahead and print out on Sunday, get the layout done, and then Monday I'll actually put the planner together with you guys. But Tuesday, I know for a fact I'm going to have to, hold on, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29. Okay. Wow, we're almost into April. Can you believe that? So I'm going to go ahead on Tuesday and make the order, but I'm not going to actually order until the following Tuesday. No, this coming Tuesday is the order. So, yeah. So for Tasty Tuesday, I'll be making the order like real time. So I have to inventory before then. And today is what, Wednesday? So I should have done that yesterday. I'll probably have to do that today. So last Tuesday's meal plan and order. We did talk about Ibotta and everydollar.com. As far as like doing budgeting and stuff like that. I did talk about online ordering as well as making a paper version of your inventory and your meal planning. We did print out a meal plan paper to kind of help us out. Let's see if I can find it real quick. This might be scrap paper. I know I printed it, I just don't know where I put it. Anyway, I printed out a meal plan somewhere. And inventory listing. So that way, we can fill that out for the grocery order for this week. This next week, actually. I could have swore I had it in there. I don't know what the hell I did with it. Anyway, I'll look for that later. So meal plans, inventory listings. Like I said, you want to do the inventory first, then meal plan, and anything that's outside the meal plan is what's going to be your order. As far as numbers, like I said, for the actual budget for April, we went ahead and started it, but I'm going to have to go ahead and finalize it the first week in April because I'm not sure financially like how I'm going to be. Then that brings us all back to today, which is got us caught up, which is Workout Wednesday. Jeff made sure that I didn't work out on my birthday, which was awesome because I didn't want to work out on my birthday. I was actually very sore yesterday, not only from gardening, but working out every other day for the past 5 months has been interesting. And then, there's been a lot of changes, to me personally. So I've just been through a lot. So not having to work out on my birthday was actually really nice. Jeff actually did a really good job about trying to make it really special, even though, we're not exactly in the greatest position right now. So that was really super cool. I did hear from my kids. They said happy birthday. I didn't get to see them yesterday, which I was kind of disappointed about, but I understand the situation. And going back to work on Wednesday. Like I said, once we're able to get the garden going, I do have a lot of things going into the garden, so that's going to help with the nutritional aspect. Now, Jeff uses like dried powders as a supplement for his everyday life, like super greens and beets and stuff like that. I started getting into it. I couldn't find it appealing as far as taste wise, but I was able to work with it to make it to where it was a little bit more doable. If y'all have any recipes for super greens that make it taste better, let me know because I'm really interested in trying to do that more where I have more vegetables and fruits going into my body than meats, but I also want to keep the proteins up because I don't want to become vegan or vegetarian, but I do want to add more fruits and vegetables to my life and more living things or as close to living as possible. Um, Me personally, and I don't know if anybody else agrees with me on this, but I feel like as a life force that we're supposed to eat things that still have living energy in them. By that I mean plants, animals that have been like recently killed, like fish. Um, uh, Not. I want to try to make it as living energy as possible. I don't think that we were meant to eat like overly processed, overly cooked, um, like overdone, pre-frozen, dry, freeze dried. All this stuff is not. It's not healthy for you. There's no benefit in having it. It's just there for taste or for looks. It's more for your mind and your mouth than it is for your body. So, one thing that my mom always told me was that when you're eating, think about fueling your body. Um, and like I said, a lot of the stuff that we eat every single day, either A, it's got plastics in it, or it's got chemicals in it, it's got some kind of DNA altered bullshit in it, right? So, at least if I have a garden, yes, there's alterations in the oxygen, there's alterations in the water, there's alterations in the soil. I get that. But at least I'm minimizing as much as possible the extra additive bullshit, which I'm going to get it either way. There's microplastics and everything now. So, but I would like to try, I feel like this is more beneficial having a victory garden than it is to, um, I kind of have no choice but to kind of go half and half on it because A, I can't grow all year long. I could, but you're not going to get the same things because it's seasonal, right? Um, One advantage that you do have from going to the store is that stuff is always available, whereas in a garden, you're not going to have that. You're going to have like a cycle where things are alive and things are dying and, available and stuff because of weather. Um, but I'm a little bit more traditional as far as that goes. I personally think of gardening or doing landscaping as like therapy. Um, Same thing with the crafts and doing the streaming and stuff like that. This is my creative outlet to give to the world. This is my blessing to the world of my energy that's going into all of this. um, just as much as my children are a blessing to this world. Um, and so anything that I create is something that is supposed to be a benefit for all people around me, including myself. So, or sometimes it's not including myself. Sometimes it's only including myself because there are times where I'm selfish, and I'll be honest, like I've noticed that a lot lately is that, certain actions, I don't know, I just become more aware lately, certain actions and stuff. So I think that it's a good thing for us to become self-aware. A lot of people are against this whole woke nation, but um, I kind of agree with both sides. Whereas one side is looking for stability, the other side's looking for stability too, just in a different way. Um, it's like that picture of two people standing on either side of this one number. And it's drawn on the ground. It's very clear. There's no mistake about it, what it is. But because of the perspectives and the places of those two people standing, the number that was written on the ground looked completely different. One side said it looked like this, the other side said it looked like this, and they were dead set and stuck on that side, right? That's how most of society is today. We get an idea or a thought in our mind and we get stuck in it. We think that that's how it's supposed to be, that we're right. No one else is right. We're right. This is the way, the light, right? And we forget that where we are standing and where others are standing, you're going to have a difference of opinion. You're going to have a different perspective. The number that was written on the ground was one that is reversible. But when it's reversed, it's a completely different number. So neither party was wrong. Neither party was right. The only thing that they were both in standing of was that it was a number written on the ground. We are all in the same boat. We're just in different places on that same boat. My aunt actually told me something when I was younger that was really interesting. She said that we're all people of the world are climbing this mountain. It's the tallest mountain in the world. We're all climbing it. We're all on different levels. Some of us end up on the same levels in different plateaus. Some of us keep going and some of us stop and some of us fall. And some die. Some of us move to different places on the mountain. But we're all climbing the same mountain. No matter what place that we're in, where we are, what level we're on, how high we are, what our title is, none of it matters. We're all going to die eventually. It's what you do in this life that matters the most. And while you're climbing that mountain, are you able to help others up? Or are you pushing them off a cliff? Are you keeping them around just for your own benefit? Or are you legitimately there for them? I don't know if I'll ever reach the top of that mountain. But I think the view from where I'm at is pretty good. Keep going. Just keep breathing and take the next 3 minutes if you have to. Since we're all climbing the mountain together and today's Workout Wednesday, and we're talking about fueling our bodies and everything, one of the things that I had talked about in Territory Thursday for the garden was pH levels. And the same thing goes for ourselves, our internal makeup, not only physically, mentally, spiritually, 3D, and 5D. Our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. They're all working together. Okay? When you lie to yourself, you lie to everyone else, and everyone is an exact mirror of yourself. The energy that you put out into the world may or may not come back to you. And what other people do is not you. It's a direct reflection of self for them. So, when you get offended, ask yourself why. And just keep swimming to the light. Or not. Turn around and look at the abyss. Depends on what your belief system is. But I still want you to believe in something greater than yourself, no matter what. So for Workout Wednesdays is bag prep and plan, which we already bag prepped last week. I already did the shift bag as well as my gym bag. The shift bag I still need to add clothes to for season. And the gym bag, I pretty much wear the same thing every time. So, the reason why I'm saying all of this is because all of this is connected to each other. Yes, there's individual things that are happening each and every single day, but they're all connected. And they all have to keep cycling. And I don't know if you guys recognize this or not. Maybe this isn't me in my own little world. But if I don't keep up with this, I notice that things start to fall apart. And one of the things that Jeff and I were talking about was, and my parents, was that the energy that you put into things is the only way that it's going to push forward. If you don't put the energy into it, it's going to fall apart. But no matter what, whatever is meant to be, will be. And there is a bigger picture for all of this. So just keep going. Don't be afraid to be alone. Don't be afraid of anything, actually. It says it 365 times. Be not afraid. So, I know personally that fear has held me back from living the life that I want to live. And I've been afraid of myself for a long time. I've been afraid to be myself entirely in my own authenticity. And streaming kind of helps me with that, but Jeff was talking about something really important yesterday. I kind of got triggered, and I had to think about it for a little while. He had taken a picture of me, and it wasn't exactly a picture that I liked, because it wasn't all smiley and happy. It was actually kind of like snarky. And I got offended. And he said something that I said a long time ago, which was kind of what offended me even more, was that not everybody takes pictures of the good times. Sometimes you have to take pictures of the bad times too, to be reminded of the good times. And it's true when you catch something in its moment of exactness, that we forget what it's like to be real sometimes. We're afraid to be ourselves because we're going to be seen, right? But if what you're doing is not bad, then why would you be afraid to be seen? Other than insecurity, which I have a lot of. But in the streaming, I don't. And I don't know why. I feel like I can be myself in the stream and with Jeff and with my kids and my family and stuff. But there's some times where I feel like I have to be better, when I'm totally fine by myself. Like, I'm fine just being myself, just being this hot mess express, like, and we're so, I feel we're so caught up in this, like, image, this illusion, which is totally fine, because ignorance is bliss, but the reality is that we're looking one way and the world is going another. And I need influencers who are authentic entirely. I need people who are going to make this world great again. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if social media doesn't see it, which it's great if it does, but because it's, a way to inspire other people to do the same. But even if you don't have a camera on you at all times, making this world a better place for you and for others is the only way that we're all going to be able to thrive. And I know that that's something that, like, I'm basically speaking into the universe, and if it happens, whatever. But that 1% of change can change the world. Like, we are one. Like, we are ourselves. We are one entity. But the humans are one entity, if that makes any sense. So when a human sees another human doing something, it's going to copycat. It's just in our nature. And so if we, and it, maybe it's like gullible for me to say this, but I feel like if we see more good being done, then we will do more good in the world. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me lost in this abyss of hope and thinking that the world will be this utopia, right? But the reality is very different. And we are very much blinded by the ways of the world right now. And unfortunately, we're looking at the stars while the ground under our feet is crumbling in hope of a savior of some kind to come along and fix everything for us when we're the ones that did it. You know what I mean? Like, I know I've heard as far as Earth goes, since I was a kid, like, oh, save the Earth, recycle, blah, blah, blah. It's past that now. And any sense of security that we had before is all gone. Like, it's a false sense of security now. I believe that there are going to be new leaders that come up out of all this darkness. I mean, granted, it's guaranteed, but there's going to be new inventions and a lot faster of advancement of things. You're going to see a lot more information being basically dumped into the front of you. You're going to find out truths. Don't be careful when signing contracts, especially right now. There's a false start. So something by Christmas time, something by Christmas time will have grown. But or since maybe around Christmas, something has grown since Christmas. And something of the tongue, like speech, maybe. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but for those of you who are listening and actually need to hear this, you'll understand what I'm saying. There's always a conversation within a conversation. Huh? Oh, whenever. Whenever you want.
I didn't know if you still. It's been an hour yet?
Almost.
Okay.
Yeah, wait. You ready?
I think so, but I was just keeping up with you where you were at.
Okay, yeah, I was just getting caught up.
Okay, so how much do you need?
Just a few minutes.
Okay, I went outside and got the rake out of the utility bill, the late rake.
Okay. Is it metal or plastic?
Metal.
Is it like a triangle?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to score the ground and see if I can get grass seed to grow. Anyway, so I forgot what I was talking about now. I tend to channel for a little bit. So for those of you who watch my stream, if I start talking crazy, it's because I'm getting information that I'm seeing, hearing, experiencing, understanding. That's just the way my brain works. And so I express it back to you because I feel like it is a message that's not, if it's not something that I understand, I express it so this way whoever needs to hear it hears it, because we're all messengers, right? And the universe speaks to us at all times, whether it's through numbers, colors, shapes, animals, words, music, sounds. We don't realize how much is connected to us at all times. And our ancestors and whatever you believe in as far as that goes, like people who have been here before us are all within us in our DNA. The memories and the knowledge is passed down through the DNA. So when you connect your inner world, your thought processes, and your understanding of the ethers, that's when all these things start to connect. And it, like I said, it doesn't necessarily connect for just one person. We're a collective, but we're a collective that it's all altering these little gears at different points in time. So what I say, whoever hears it, now mind you, not everybody's watching Twitch or YouTube or whatever they're watching me on, and I don't even know when you're going to see me. You could see me years from now. I have no idea. But whenever this is meant to get to you, whenever you hear this, that's when it's meant to come to you. And when I say things out of nowhere and it seems like, the hell? What is she thinking? What is she talking about? She's gibberish. It's not gibberish. You just have to listen with different ears. You have to understand what I'm saying. And it's not meant for everyone. It's only meant for those who are listening. Not just to the first conversation, not just the words. There's a conversation behind the words. And it's so hard for me to explain this to people. You have your frontal world, right? You have the world that you see, the world that you experience. It's outside of you. It's 3D. See what I'm saying? Like, it's physical. Then you have your thoughts, right? They're all in here. That you're conscious. Then you have deep within you is the subconscious and your soul. And then there's the 5D world. This is the best way I can explain it. The world that is beyond. It's called the ethers or whatever you want. I don't know what the description is. But when you have someone talking to you and they're having a regular conversation, but you hear something completely different or your brain pinpoints specific words, that's the universe talking to you. When you see number combinations, specific colors, certain animals, some people will say that it's God talking to them, or that it's, like I'm saying, the universe is speaking to you. It's a cognitive awareness of something that your brain is legitimately pinpointing these two pieces of information together. And sometimes it hits and sometimes it just barely misses. So sometimes you pick up on it and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you pick up on it and you don't realize that you picked up on it until way later, like months or years later. So, but the information that is coming in, it's not always going to be the same. Sometimes it's said the same way, but maybe needs to be described a little bit differently. You'll see this a lot in like tarot card readings. But it's very definitive of the world around you and your inner world. And when I talk about like the garden and food and events and schedules and things like that, like all of these things being connected, this is what I'm talking about. And when certain noises are made, like that could have been a confirmation noise for somebody. Maybe you heard something in the background away from this video. When I made that noise, maybe it was the same point in time when something else was happening. Maybe it was meant to give you an attention to something else. It was meant to bring your attention to something. So when you're in a meeting and they're talking about numbers, but for some reason you hear the word laundry, now all of a sudden you have to remember to switch loads. By the way, you need to switch loads. So it's like that. It's like memory recognition, or we consider it to be that. Sometimes we'll hear sounds that maybe not everybody else hears. It's meant to be for you. I wonder if people who have been labeled crazy were actually fully consciously aware of the 5D world that's around them, or more open to parts of their brain that not everybody else was, but because of the fact that they were different, they were isolated because no one knew how to handle them. We only use a small percentage of our brain as a collective, but there's no science proving that at any point in time, away from those studies, that we did not become more aware. Take it as you will. So, now mind you, we speak only on that which we have been taught or have had experiences or are in belief of. Most of it's been copycatted down through the generations. I implore you to look outside the box. That's the whole point in unschooling. Yes, you are allowed to have a baseline traditional school understanding. I think that a good baseline for home is great. But the reality is that everyone lives different lives. So thinking outside the box of conformity is required as a part of thriving and living and surviving. I used to call it being a chameleon, where you can adapt and thrive in any situation that you're put in. Having to keep up with the changes or being left behind. Now, I know that there is a lot of people, including myself, that are having a hard time keeping up with the changes of the world today, including my own. But understand that being different, even different from who you used to be, is okay. That these changes are necessary, part of life. And even though it sucks, while you're in it, and maybe even after, just understand that this is for a bigger picture that you do not understand yet. Remember, I was talking about the 369, that little bit of missing information. Hasn't come out yet, but it will soon. It will. So it's your point. When that missing information comes out, what do you choose? And do you continue to choose even though that missing information might have missing information attached to it? So, but the choice is ultimately your own. So, just like you choose to come on here or not. I'm not what you're used to, and that's okay. Stay or leave. That's up to you. We are all a work in progress every single day of our lives. So please never stop learning. Never stay stuck in the same situations that you've been in. Understand that your past is meant to be your past and you're able to move forward now. Make the memories, make the content, make the world the way that you want to be in it, you know? And if you don't see change happening around you, be the change. I'm saying this in a positive light. I know some people will take it however they need to. Um, but I hope that you guys get to see. I hope that you guys get to see a better world in your lifetime. Um, for those of you who are in areas that are war torn, just understand that the people who are not are praying for you. And I know that doesn't really feel like it helps a lot because it's not in the moment. You're They say that the world around you is a direct reflection of the world within you. But if you're in a war, are you in a war with yourself?
Yes.
Was the coffee okay?
Not presume.
You
It's been
drank it,
15 minutes.
Okay.
You're not even keeping up with time.
No, I wasn't.
No, because you said a few minutes.
I am. Okay, I'm coming.
It's almost 11.
So yeah, on that note. Um, so we'll come back to unschooling tomorrow with Territory Thursday, like I said. I think it is actually supposed to rain tomorrow.
You got 2 raw eggs in the frying pan.
I know, I gotta cook them. I used eggshells. I didn't see what it was gonna be tomorrow. Whoops. Oh, well, that's the same damn thing. Why did I click on the same thing? Oh, I guess I gotta put in my 28658. Okay, so it's just gonna be cloudy tomorrow, sunny Friday, sunny Saturday, sunny, 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 sunny. Okay, good. All right. So today 81. Tomorrow 66, 35. Friday 65. Saturday 72. Sunday 73. Okay. Local, hey, thank you. I'm actually getting ready to jump off of here. don't know. It's looking more like now that it's closer to time. Oh, I was going to talk about history today too. Oh, I'll talk about it tomorrow. International history and current events. Yeah. Either I'll come back to it later. Either way. Thank you. Um, so just keep an eye out for my next stream, and until then, behave.